Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Final Flight podcast. We are here again, myself, James, and Rich. We're going to talk through a very good weekend at Aintree and Sandown. Obviously, Rich, we've got the Tingle Creek, we've got some other nice racing there, we've got the Becher Chase on Saturday. As long as the weather holds off a little bit, are you looking forward to it, mate?
Yeah, it's going to be good. Like I say, there's some good races, some good horses out. It just depends on how much rain is going to fall.
Yeah, I think we're likely to get quite a little bit. It's obviously going to be sort of soft ground, maybe even worse. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We've had a decent week's punting. I think we started off the week a little bit shaky, but finished off all right. So we're doing all right. We're going to go through the cards, obviously, a few of the races that we've lined up. We'll get some of the comments on the go as well. If anyone wants to say anything, feel free. If you're abusive, you'll be banned. So make sure your comments are nice. What we've got on here, look, and John, good evening, mate. Yes, lads, where's George? Gorgeous curtains, not fancy it again tonight. No, he's not on tonight, mate. There's another late bow out. I think we're going to ask George to come back on again. I think we're just going to swap him full time. I think I'll probably get on to him and say, George, if you want to come on again, mate, you're on from now on till Joe decides to be asked. But yeah, good evening, Dave, mate. Good evening. Thanks for joining in and tuning in to watch. Make sure you get your opinion in the comments as well. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we've got a couple of races we're going to look at for tomorrow. There's obviously a couple of nice novice races there. There's a lot of, obviously, the grade ones on Saturday. And then we'll finish with the Becher. So, Rich, without further ado, mate, we're going to fly into tomorrow, and it's the 158 over at Sandown. And it's the Betfair Winter Novices hurdle. This is over 2.5 mile. Quebecois, however you want to pronounce that, feel free to pronounce it however much way you want. Is currently in now as favourite at 9-4, which is quite interesting. Kingston Pride for the Henderson team. Nico's on 5-2. Bill Joyce 7-2. Obviously, these three look very smart. All made winning debuts over hurdles. Admiral Stewart 10-1. Sort of Pony Soprano bigger the rest, and then Bally Techno's the absolute outsider. Rich, I mean, it's a very good-looking novice hurdle. Soft ground. Which way are you going to go? Are you having a bet? What are your thoughts, mate? Tight race.
I mean, yeah, it's between the top three, isn't it? But the one I'm going to land on is Quebekios, is how I'm going to pronounce it.
Oh, I quite like that pronunciation, actually, mate.
Not bad for me, that one, is it?
I like that.
I do, like I say, I do like all three of them. Kingston's Pride, I would just be concerned about the ground. I mean, I don't think he'll have faced anything like that. I mean, he's ran on standard to slow on the all-weather, I think, at Lingfield. But his last two wins have been on good ground. It's going to be nowhere near that. So I'd be slightly concerned about him. That's why I've gone for Quebekios, because all three of his runs have been on soft. Some of them have been soft heavy in places. I mean, he bombed out in the Cheltenham bumper, but that was only his second run, so I can forgive him for that. But his Exeter performance on soft heavy was fairly impressive. Probably didn't beat a lot, but he was travelling strongly. And then, yeah, won his hurdles debut by 8 lengths, beating a skeleton horse called Juventus de Brion, I think, who was a 120 rated hurdler. I mean, he fell in the Persian War Grade 2, but I think the Skeletons must have thought highly of him to took him in that sort of grade. So I think this Quebekios has quite a decent amount of potential. And like you say, with the ground being what it potentially could be, I think he's the one that will stay the best.
No, I like that. I'm just going to put this comment up here real quick. George, mate, always available, mate. I would have asked you for this week, mate, but a few things come up and it just got a bit late on. I didn't want to ask you like last minute or anything, but keep every Thursday free from now on, mate. You're on. We need you, mate. We need you. David's on. He says, how are you pronouncing it again, Rich?
Quebecios.
Quebecios. Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah,
The only one I can probably pronounce.
Yeah, like you said, it's a really nice race. Bill Joyce, obviously, he looked pretty handy when he went over at Carlisle. I thought if you go back and watch that, it did seem to maybe hang left a touch just up the straight. I wonder if maybe that could be something, if it gets into a bit of a battle, maybe that could be a bit of a negative. But still a very, very good horse. I think you mentioned there the ground for Kingston Pride, obviously a little bit of an unknown. Yeah, I was pretty impressed with that. He sort of travelled and just got on. He's obviously got a lot of pace. Will he be able to use that in this race? Maybe. He's obviously run to the highest RPR out of the three. Quebecoy or I can't even say it. Quebecios, however you want to pronounce it.
Quebecios.
Another one obviously well beaten champion bumper, but I thought he jumped really well that day on his debut over at Chepstow. I think he'll definitely on the ground. Maybe want a bit further than this in time. The old saying, Nichols chases chaser in time, further in time, blah blah blah. I'm finding it tough to sort of have a strong bet in it, but I think if I had to have a couple of quid, I probably would stick with you as well. He's obviously gone into favourite now. Quebecoy was sort of third favourite earlier this afternoon, but yeah, I think the more rain that comes, the more he's probably going to be fancied. So I think I'll probably stick with that as well. What we've got here, Harrison. Evening, lads. Evening, mate. Cheers for tuning in. We appreciate it. Elias, good evening, mate. Joe, 1-1 to turn up before match. Chuffing hell. I don't think that's big enough, is it? Is that right?
Can we lay that?
No chance of him turning up, mate. I think we could utilise a market here. We might get a market up at an exchange or something. Bozo, good evening, mate. How are you, mate? Good evening. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. I listened to a bit of your lads' podcasting earlier today. It was pretty good. So nice. We'll back him in the Bartlett. Yeah, he's going to be a proper stayer, isn't he? Tom's on. All right, boys. Good evening, Tom. Who do you think is going to win? Yeah, I think Quebecoy for us all, by the sounds of it. I think he's got a really good chance. I do like Kingston's Pride, but I think the ground's an issue. So we'll see if he handles it. Then he'll obviously run him close. So yeah, I'm excited for this race. I think I won't be going in too hard betting wise, but in terms of going forward, it's three nice horses. Let's hope they all give us a good race and a run to their running. Happy days. Right, we're going to move on then. The other race we're going to do then on tomorrow is the 2:33, which is the Esher Novices Chase, Grade 2 over 3 mile. We've got good old Resplendent Grays in his favourite now, 13-8. Sean Bowen's on for Ollie Murphy. Handstands, who was a horse to follow for me at the beginning of the season. He's obviously fell last time. Ben Jones on Welcome to Trees or Welcome to Car Trees makes his Chase debut. St. David Chase debut for John Joe. Cadell and Risking the Ground. Another nice little novice chase in here quickly. Just Tom's on Kingston Pride. Good man, 5-2. Fair play. Tight race. So Rich, novice chase. What are your thoughts, mate? Come on, let's hear it. I think this is a nice little race as well.
I think it's nice, yes. I mean, Stay Away Faye won it for Nichols last year. I think it's a race that he probably targets. The way I'm probably going to sway towards is the Welcome to Cartres. Cartres, is it maybe?
Welcome to Cartres, I'd say.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I mean, we saw him at Doncaster in January when he finished second in the Don River Hurdle. I don't know if you remember it. Lorcan was on. I mean, he's had a wind up and he's got a tongue tie on. So, like you say, do they normally improve after a wind up potentially?
Could go either way, I suppose, couldn't it?
It could, but I'm sure I've read somewhere that they've always thought that he was built like a chaser. Whatever he did over hurdles was a bonus. I mean, a bit like a Jaguar scenario. I mean, he's in here off 130. I mean, they're all off level weights. He's got 13 pounds on ratings to make up with the Splendid Grey. I think they must think highly of him to chuck him in a Grade 2 level. So he's the one I'd probably be siding with. It wouldn't be a strong bet, like you say. I think Resplendent Grey ran a good race against Highland at Cheltenham last time out.
He did, yeah. Half a length second to Highland, a horse who I've made quite a bit of money off. I love that horse. Great horse.
It's going to be completely different conditions, though, isn't it, here? So, yeah, I'm going to fancy that Nichols has targeted this for Welcome to Cartres. They won it last year with Stay Away Face, so I'm going to take a chance.
No, that's fair enough. Tom's put a comment here. Quebecois is how it's pronounced.
Go with that.
Quebecois. No, I like that. I don't mind that. It's one of them, innit? With the old twangs of the letters. Yeah, so this race then, I mean, obviously I really like Highland, but I know Resplendent Grey comes second to him, which is fair enough, decent form. But I'm just not keen on him, to be honest. I'm not keen on him over 3 mile on soft ground. So I think at 13-8, shorter than that, I'd be taking him on. Handstands obviously was a horse I really liked at the beginning of the season. God Novice Chase. It didn't obviously fully convince me the first time out, and has obviously fell. You know, are you willing to forgive that? Maybe. I don't know. There was just something about, I watched it back today, just about the way he sort of travelled. He was a little bit slow in the air, kept being up back foot a little bit. Obviously, he's entitled to come on for the run, which is fair enough. But yeah, I think I'm just happy to leave him as well. You've mentioned Welcome to Cartree's there. I'm happy to leave him off a break, if I'm honest, and a wind up. If he goes and wins, I think fair enough. But yeah, it's 230 days. Well, off like I say, off the wind up. I'm happy to sort of leave him. St. Davy, and you won't believe this, Rich, but I'm going for a John Joe horse here. Can you believe it? St. Davy really interests me in here going chasing. Now he's out. Is it 8-1, which I think is a fair price. And yeah, he's won. He's always run pretty well fresh. I mean, he won his bumper off 333 days. He won a 3 mile handicap at Ludlow on soft ground. That was off 260 tick days. He was rated 135 over hurdle, which is sort of in and around most of these anyway. So I don't think he's got too much more to find going up against him. And I just think, I mean, he's a 3 mile point winner, so he should definitely stay based on what we've seen on him in the past. And soft ground, he should be fine. Yeah, I think if he takes defences, I think this lad first time out could be one to side with. So I'm going to chance him. He's 8-1. Well, 8-1, 17-2 everywhere. I'm going to back him, mate. I think he's got a good chance off the break. If the team John Joe have got him right, see how John Joe rides him. So that'd be my selection. Tom's put here, I wouldn't be worried about the ground with Kingston Pride. He's French bred and Henderson would run him on the ground. That's unsuitable. Yeah, that is very true. You know, I think it's just how will he take to it first time. But yeah, if he's bred to sort of handle it, then that's fine. And Henderson, we know what he's like. So if the ground's fine, he'll definitely run him and there'll be no issue there. Right, Rich, so that's one for Welcome to Cartrees and the other one for St. Davy. Don't often get me putting up John Joe horses, do we? Right, the next race then, we're going to move over to Saturday. And it's a pretty decent Saturday. I know a few people have been mentioning the field size and stuff, but I think we've got some good quality. And we're going to go straight to the Henry VIII Novices Chase. Now, obviously, I mean, I had a little bit of a bet me through the other day. I mean, to be fair, I was going back. In fact, I'll tell you who would win that race we just talked about. Who would win that race we just talked about? 3 mile soft ground chaser. Come on, Rich. Bolted up the other day.
White Rhino?
White Rhino. He wins what he wants. Cheers, the Rhino. Yeah, I had a little double that's rolled onto, actually, one of them in here, and we'll talk about it in a minute. And anyway, Skeltons have got Leo de Sud in here as favourite. And now Gordon Elliott has obviously declared, as it stands, his 2 runners down memory lane. Touch Me Not. You've also got Rhubarb in here for Nichols, making his chase, first chase start. He has had a run over hurdles, so obviously that was a fitness spin, but he won that, so that's fair enough. Soul Icon is in here as the absolute outsider. Now, I've got a bet rolling onto Leo de Sud. Shorter than he's about. Well, he's gone out to evens now, but 10 to 11 evens. He's a little bit shorter than that. I didn't think Elliott were going to declare his 2. Will both of them run? I don't know. I can't see it, me. I don't know. But if they do, fair play. I know there's been a few people mentioned that he's been declaring a couple of horses and then taking them out on day and stuff. So we'll see what actually happens. What are your thoughts, mate? Will they run? And if they do run, can they beat Leo de Sud?
I'll start with Robord, is it? I mean, it's quite interesting that they're throwing him in a grade 1 on his chase debut. I think that's quite bold. However, I don't think he's going to run because he doesn't like soft ground and it's going to be soft. So I think that's one non-runner you'll see in this race.
I mean, he has run on soft and heavy before.
But just not
I don't know if he'll pull him out, but whether he'll enjoy it. I mean, he's been well beat, so whether he'll enjoy it, I don't know. I don't really doubt he'll enjoy it. Really.
Would you do it on your chase debut though?
suppose if it's just to sort of get him out. Yeah.
I don't know, but I can see him being a non-runner or nowhere near. I think Gordon will win both of his. It's a little.
Do you think he'll run both of them?
Yeah, I think he will. I mean, I think it's a very trappy sort of race. I mean, Touch Me Not beat Farron Glory last time out by 6 lengths in a Grade 2. That was on soft. I don't know how strong that form is going to be. Down memory lane, not seen since December 22, finishing third behind Caldwell Potter. That is probably the best form, I imagine, in here.
Well, 45 lengths behind him.
I suppose you could say
go on, carry on, sir, carry
on. We didn't see him until last month when he made his chase debut, beating King of Kingsfield by 7 lengths. I mean, King of Kingsfield is a 140 hurdler, so again, it's not a bad fit. And then you've got, is it Lord Isod? I mean, he's probably the UK's best novice chaser that we've seen so far. I mean, on debut, he ran pretty well, apart from that one mistake that he did well to stand up on. He was flawless last time out at Cheltenham. I mean, he finished second in the county hurdle on heavy ground, so the conditions are going to suit. It's between the two, and like you say, it's not a very strong bet, but I'd probably stick with the Skeleton Horse. But like you say, it won't surprise me if Down Memory Lane runs a good race, because, like you say, he's not had a lot of racing. We don't really know what his level is yet. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's been up. I mean, obviously I've got a bet rolling on to Leo de Sud. I didn't think they'd all be declared. I thought I'd go off a lot shorter than this. If they do run, fair enough. I think if I were going to pick between the two Elliott runners to follow Leo de Sudom, it would be Touch Me Not. I was really impressed by the way he jumped. And like I say, Farron Glory is a decent yardstick. Down Memory Lane obviously had that long break before winning last time. I want him to see him do it again. I just really love this Leo de Sud. I'm finally on the bandwagon. I think he's obviously the best UK novice chaser we've got at the moment, or that we've seen, especially over this trip. And I'd love to see him go and do it again. I've got some comments here. We've got David who's put Leo de Sud just wins. Love that. Ellis, respect the Charm Park legend. Yep. George, Touch Me Not. Surely has to be overpriced after destroying Farron Glory and Nürburgring the last day. Has nothing to find on ratings. Yeah, he looks a really, really talented horse, I think. I think if he runs, he's going to be the one to be pushing close. True George back in there. Jack, good evening, mate. How are you, mate? Good to see you. Yes, lads. Back Touch Me Not for Arkle at 40 is rich in some form at the min. He certainly is. Tom, Leo de Sud. Leo de Sud just wins. George took 40 each way for the Arkle. Was massively impressed, mate. Elliott horse without Kennedy is a tough sell. Yeah, that's true. Sam Ewing's sorry, John Gainford's coming over for the ride. Yeah. Is he gonna? Are they gonna run? Oh, I mean, obviously we hope they do run. It'll be a good race if they do. But yeah, we'll see what happens on the day. I'll stick with Leo de Sud to win, and Touch Me Not to follow him home if he runs. If I get my fucking banners right. Sorry for swearing. I keep pressing the wrong button. It's certainly going to be a good race if they all turn up.
It's made your bet harder, put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I had a little lacquer, White Rhino and that Jackie Hobbs rolling onto Leo de Sud in the hope that they all got not declared they were going to go off 1 to 4, but it's obviously a bit tougher now, but I want a big bet, so we're not doing any more big bets, are we, Rich? Touch Me Not jump was very seriously impressive. Yeah, it was really impressive. That's what I think. Leo de Sud, I think, jumps really well. And these are going to have to jump just as well to be with him, I think. So it's going to be a very interesting race tactically as well. See who goes off in front and stuff. Right, moving on then to the 225, which is a handicap hurdle over 2 mile, which sees the return of Will Mount, Rich, a big talking horse last season. Unfortunately, he got his injury, which was a shame, but he returns. Cabral Dumatan for Nichols in his favourite. Altabelli 5-1. Knickerbocker Glory 8-1. The main line 72. Rawway bigger the rest. We're looking at soft, maybe even heavy on the hurdles course at Sandown this weekend. It's going to be tough going. Who are you going for? I know who I'm on.
There's one horse for me, and he's one that I'm going to follow all season. He's one I like. Excuse me. It's for Nichols, and it's Cabral de Matan, is it?
Yeah, let you have that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's running off 1-3-1 here. I think he's way better than that. I mean, he bolted up off 1-2-3 at Kempton last time out by nearly 5 lengths. That was on good to soft, 2 miles. He's got form on soft in France. Yeah, he's just a horse that I think has a lot of potential. He's only a 4-year-old. I'd be surprised if he's not a mid 140s by the end of the season. I'm not sure how far he can go, but he's one that I really like. I mean, Will Mount's a good horse. I do like him, but you'd be concerned 343 days off the track on soft conditions against a race fit Nichols horse off near enough the same ratings. There's only one horse I'll be backing, and Cabral du Matan is one that I really do like this weekend.
No, fair enough. You're looking at 7-2, 3-1. Well, 3-1, 11-4, 5-2. Not a bad price. The one I'm backing in here is going to be last year's winner, Spirit Danu. Obviously won it last year in absolute bog, and I think we're going to get something very similar. I know race might have fell apart a little bit, but I think he'll definitely handle it. He did fall last time, but it was 3 hurdles in. He just kind of went a bit long at one and kind of landed on the hurdle, tipped over. I think he'll be all right. Still got a little bit of running to him. So
he looks a stronger race this year, though.
Yeah, I know it looks a stronger race, and he is obviously £4 higher. But I just think you've got a few in here. If it really does turn heavy, you know he's gonna handle it, and you know he's gonna stay. Well, it's only 2 miles, but you know he's gonna handle the conditions. So, I mean, he's 16-1. I'd rather take that than back a sort of not shorty, but 3-1 favourite, or a Will Mount off a break, and horses like Altabelli who I've kind of backed in the past, and he's off 300 odd days, and a few of these, Gora 250 days, Nemean Lion 240 days. Are they going to be fit enough to handle what could be a very tough going 2 mile like it was last time? So I think I'd just be happy to take a punt on Spirit Danu at Mars, even off a £4 higher mark than he won it last year. So yeah, I know it's a bit of a tougher race, but yeah, I'm going to take a chance on him. 16-1, I don't think it's a bad price. George is in. Beat Bugsy de Esprits and punted to Esther last year, I think. So it wasn't a bad race. Exactly, George. Give it to him, Rich. Come on. Surely you're on Spirit Danu, George. He's a good bet, I think. I mean, do you know if he's all right after the fall? I'd like to think he seemed to run away after it and stuff. So hopefully he is. They've got Rollway in there as well. Could run a big race. But yeah, Spirit Danu for me. He'll handle it. Get into him, George. Come on. Form is good. Form is very good.
Okay. If you say so.
Yeah, we'll beat favourite. I'd say that. We'll get that favourite smashed up. Easy. Right then, the big one, the 3 o'clock, the Tingle Creek.
This is tricky.
Here we go. If Leo Sud wins, I'll be waiting on a decent package on John Bon. Put it that way. What's he saying? He'll be a better horse this year. 4-5. Yeah, we're 4 going 5-year-old. See, come on. Spirit Danu could be a nap of the weekend. Come on. Love it, George. Right, Tingle Creek then. John Bon, 47. I'll keep it a little bit short and sweet, but we'll talk about it. I think there needs to be a little bit more respect put on John Bon's name. He's a serial winner, and I think he'll just win this. I know Quillixios has obviously been declared he's coming over. As it stands, I mean, he's got a lot to find. Beating Marine Nationale, who can't breathe. Edward Stone and Boot, he'll always get beat by John Bon anyway. JPR1 might be the interesting one. He could be a big improver, obviously. But again, I just think they've got so much to find with John Bon. If he turns up, what is he now? 4-4 at Sandown. Won it last year. Yeah, I think he just goes and wins pretty easily, to be honest. And that's my view. What's your view?
I mean, John Bon's wins, and his Sandown form is 1-1-1-1. So, I mean, apart from the mistake, I just can't see him losing, to be fair. He's won over the further, 2 miles 3, won the Becher Chase at Aintree. I mean, he's beat half this field numerous times. Edwardstone's closest rival on 163, but I mean he's beaten him every time he's raced against him. Quilixios rated 155, John Bond 170. I just don't see him losing, to be fair. And like I say, unless he makes a mistake like he did that last year when I can't remember what the race was called. Got moved to Cheltenham.
The one when we were at Donny. We were at Donny watching that.
Yeah, sickening.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from the mistake or a fall, I just don't see how he loses.
Yeah, I think he's seriously got to underperform to lose. That's where I see it. He's got to underperform, and the rest, someone's got to put in an absolute career best.
He's just a class horse, isn't
he? Yeah, I do like John. I've got a soft spot for John Bond. You know, people will say, "Oh, well, you know, he might not win the big one in March, but I think he'll get there unbeaten, no doubt, and he'll take his chance." So
he didn't win it last year.
Well, yeah, you know, if it falls apart again, you never know. And you look at what El Fabiolo, people say, well, maybe Ryanair for him. You've obviously got Gaelic Warrior in there. It looks like he's going to go there if he ends up there, but he's still got to sort of step up to the top level. Yeah, it's interesting. I think John, but he deserves his spot there. Top spot, Altabelli each way. That's the last race. Yeah, good luck with that, mate. Harrison, good old Skelton's running an unexpected party. That mark keeps on trickling down. Watch it bolt up at the festival. Yeah, Harrison, mate, we've all seen it. We've all noticed it. Unexpected party. He's definitely been tied up for summit. You know, he started this season on what, 149. He's down to 145. He keeps dropping down. You know, we'll see what happens. George Gorman built with a hopefully, yeah. Just back him. If he's at the festival, back him. Yeah. I mean, when we had Skelton on last year and he joked with Langerdam, we should have just backed him. It was like, obviously, the most obvious thing in the world looking back now. But anyway, we're not going into that. Built Elite
already started.
You what?
Project Langerdam's already started again.
I know, pulled up. Yeah, we love it, don't we? George, but Boot Hill each way at 12 has to be the bet, given how close he regularly gets to John Bond. Yeah, I think in terms of a single on the day, I would not put anyone off that at all. You know, he did get close to him last time. If he runs to that again, he could be the one to follow him home. If you're putting like a bit of a muggy actor on, I suppose you could put John Bond in, but obviously he's not really, he's not much cop as a single. So if you want to tell me each way play against him,
Celebration Chase, did he?
No, well, if he repeats that last run, I suppose if John Bond, well, yeah, we'll see. The rest of them, much of a muchness, aren't they? Everything's got to find something with Boat to learn. Never mind John Bond, so we'll see how they get on. Come on, John Bond.
Forecast.
Yeah, I might have a cheeky forecast. You never know. Right, so the last race we're going to do at Sandown is going to be the London National, and I was sick in this last year, by the way. And I'm tipping up the same horse. But I'd like to see who you're going to go with first, Rich. In case you're saying one to me, then you say everything I need to say, and I don't have to repeat myself. One more thing. John's put JPR won each way punt against John Bond. Yeah, fair enough, Tom. See how he gets on. I don't think he's got the form to get anywhere near, but it could improve. It could improve to that. We'll see. It's definitely a decent 2 mile. So yeah, right. London National then, Rich. 3 mile 4. Who are you going for here, mate? Who are you going for here?
It's not a race that I'm going to get heavily involved in.
Come on, this is bread and butter, this.
I think I know which horse you're going to pick, and I don't think it's going to be the same one that I'm going to pick. When I'd looked at this afternoon, there was no prices, so I didn't know where he was sitting. But the one I landed on was Mr. Vango. I think he's favourite, isn't
he? I think he's favourite. Has he landed in his favourite, has he? Yeah, he is. Right. To be fair, he is 4-1 favourite.
There you go. I'm a good judge. What can I say? I mean, yeah, it's not a massive fancy, to be fair. I just thought he's aged 8. He's a bit younger than the rest of the field. He finished 3rd in the National Chase on heavy. He did lead most of the way around then. I think he had he did lead most of the way around on the Scottish Grand Nationals. And I think a mistake put an end to that. I think he was pulled up in the end. But the only concern is that will he have bigger targets down the line? Probably. Will the one watch the mark again? Probably. But I think I'm on a little swing, but it won't be a massive opinion.
Broken Halo wins this, Rich.
Broken. I thought he was going to go for Ballygriffin Cottage.
Oh no, I can't back that. Okay, no, I remember I've backed him once when I thought he'd run an unbelievable race. I think he beat Beaufort or something like that. I think I backed Beaufort, and Ballygriffin Cottage absolutely battered him. So then I followed him like 2 or 3 times after that, and he's just been shocking since. No, I'm going on Broken Halo. I tactically tipped him in the race last year, and I followed him a couple of times, and he just kept falling. But he tanked through
Really?
this.
Just what you want.
Well, he had a fall, a pull up, an unseat, and he's had a second, a first, and a pull up. But
so if he stays on his feet, he'll go close. Is what he says.
If he stays up, I think he wins. He's about you get what he got here, so 7-1 everywhere, sort of thing. He had Lorcan Williams on last year, and obviously, unfortunately, he tipped up when I thought it looked like he was going to win. And he's sort of didn't do very well after that, but I think he kind of been targeted in some of them sort of military races at Sandown and stuff like that. So I think he goes at this, he goes well at this course. He can stay the trip all day long. He won't mind soft ground at all. So I've got a really good vibe from him for myself. He's got Harry Cobden on this time, which I think is a massive plus. That is a massive plus, obviously. Not taking away from Lorcan Williams, obviously a very good jockey, but Cobden comes on. He was on him for his win at Taunton. You know, just to me, Nichols will have him ready to win this race. He probably think he should have won it last year, and I think this is the one to be on. So I'm all in on Broken Halo. So yeah, Spirit de New, Broken Halo, each way double, 16-1 and 7-1 is what I'm going to be backing as well.
His last 6 races, he's finished 2 of them.
Yeah, but he was second and he won 1. So when he stays up, I mean, it's not like he's been getting it wrong. In the fall was a bit of an unlucky fall. Pulled up, you can sort of forget that. And his unseated sort of tip jockey off a second and a first. And the first was Harry Cobden off.
We'll just go with the 2 that he stayed up with.
He's in here off 133, which is the same mark that he was in it last year, when he probably would have won if he hadn't have fell. So yeah, I'm all on him. Broken Halo. I'm going to go put that double on in a minute. Right. The last race we're going to look at, and it's the big one. The one we've all been waiting for, isn't it, Rich? The Becher. We hope, we're chuffing up. The Becher Chase at Aintree. I'd love to know, people in the comments, who you're on for this one. If you backed anything anti-post. We have bet something anti-post in this race. We sort of mentioned him on the podcast in the past. Come on, Rich. I mean, he's currently sort of 4-1 joint favourite. What price are we on?
Did we get 14s or 16s?
16-1 we got. The mighty Gaborio. He's going to win. He's going to win, isn't he? What's your 10 stone 2? Oh, come on. Unless you're on somebody else.
He's off 9 stone 11, I think.
No, I think because a couple have come out, he's 10 stone 2 now.
Oh, has he gone up? Well, that helps Henry out. Yeah, I mean, we had Henry Brook on, didn't we? The Cheltenham show, and he mentioned that the Becher was probably his next target, and that's when we backed him. I mean, I thought he ran
straight after the second, we spoke to Henry, and we were like, yeah, let's get on this, lad. 16-1 was the right price.
I mean, I thought he ran a decent race in the Sefton. I mean, he was out the back for most of it, and then I think it was maybe 3 or 4 out. Henry just took him out, and he started to get going. I mean, he fell last. When was it? When did he fall? And that was April. Was it the Fox Hunters that he fell?
Yeah, the Aintree Fox Hunters. When it was just, I think it was just a very unlucky. He jumped the Foynhaven one or one of them, and he kind of just, if anything, it was the jockey got a bit unbalanced, and he went over the front. You know what I mean? I think he just got a bit tipped up.
I mean, he did finish the race first, just without a jockey on, didn't he? So
he did, yeah, first past the post. Who needs a jockey?
Yeah, so he handles the fences. Like you say, he's only been put up £1 for that. He gets a weight swing with King Turgeon, I think went up. What did he go up? He went from 118 to 133, I think. Did he? Was that right?
He's gone up. He's off 133, King Turgeon. Gabori
Yeah, I'm
off
sure he won
131.
Grand Sefton off 118.
No,
Anyway.
125.
125. Anyway, he gets a weight swing. I mean, he won at Cheltenham in May over 4 miles on soft conditions, so the trip's not going to be a problem. I think the further he goes, the better he is. Yeah, I'm fairly happy. We've got a nice each way sort of price. I mean, you've got Shanty Classicos up there as well. I think that'll be some effort off 157, carrying top weight. I mean, Chambard won it last year off 140. He's now 145. Got to carry 11 stone, I think. So I think he's got a great chance. Lightweight, hands to the ground.
Yeah, I actually backed Chambard last year, but I don't think he can get close this year. Canty Classico. Tom's put here, Classic knocking loads of these out of the way. Yeah, George has put Percussion £11 lower than when finishing third in it last year. First time buys are big prices around. Yeah, he ran a pretty steady race in the beating 22 lengths in the Sefton, probably more of a prep run. It's a good race. I do like the Becher. Dave's put Cruise Control. Yeah, I won't put you off him either. For me, I just think Gaboriot, there's obviously a bit of history with this race with Greenhorn Guerrero. I think, if anything, the Sefton was a prep. I think Henry sort of just got him in the race and said, let's just get you more used to these fences. And I thought the more the race went on, the more he warmed up to it. Obviously, another 4 furlongs here, and the more rain that comes, I think the better. Because I think this horse
he stays 4 miles, doesn't he? So
he'll stay all day long. And I think if this becomes an absolute slog, even if it into lane, soft ground or worse, 3 mile 2, I think it's right up his street. I think he'll enjoy the fences. And I think if Henry gets him going early, I think he reverses the form with King Turgeon. Chianti Classico is obviously a very classy horse. Going to have to do well to win this off 157, I think. And then of the rest, you kind of just got to pick what you like. But it's fair enough. Obviously, we've backed Gaboriot at a nice each way price. Would I back him right now? I'd probably maybe wait for the day just to see if he goes out a bit more. If it's 5-1 or bigger, I'd probably would back him if I'd not already backed him. I'd have a go at 5-1 each way. But yeah, I just really hope he goes and wins. Henry's obviously in good form. He's had some nice winners. Greenhorn Guerrero in good form, having some nice winners. And it's just really good to see. And I'd love nothing more than for him to go and win, to be honest.
There was an article on Sporting Life also mentioned that a future target could be the cross country at Cheltenham, which would be quite interesting. See how he goes.
Tell you what, so we're going to have the Gaboriot cross country and White Rhino National Chase double. Is that what we're saying?
Oh, I mean, he should be off a decent mark if the cross country if he gets there.
Yeah, I mean they're going after these specific races. Yeah, it'd be interesting. It'd be chuffing interesting. But yeah, hopefully he goes and wins. And if you're not on him, fair enough. Good luck whatever you're back. But I love this horse. I love G&G, and I hope they go and win. I really do. Tom, I backed Gaboriot at 10-1 each way at the post. Good man. Come on, Big Gabs. I think it's his time to shine. Right. Anything else then, Rich? That's us sort of done. Is there anything else you'd like to mention for the weekend?
I'll just go through quickly.
Let us know what we should be keeping us out for, mate.
So tomorrow, Sedgefield, 12:35. Plantaroma is running. Finished second to Royal Infantry at Chepstow, who came out and backed up that run other day, beating one of yours, I think, James.
What was that, sorry?
Royal Infantry.
Oh, yeah. I thought, I quite liked what they call him. Crest Fortune, but fair play to Skelton when he's backed him off front. Yeah. No
so I think that Chepstow race could be decent enough form. 1 o'clock at Exeter. There's Lord of Thunder. He's just one that loves the mud. If it is a bog down there, I can imagine he'll be going close. 1:35 Exeter is a horse that I do like called Duracon. I think this could be a great animal. I mean, he beat Tripoli Flyer, who, he won last time out, but it was a bit of a nothing race. He finished second to the Kemble Brewery as well, who runs on Saturday in the 12:22. I think they're both very nice horses, and again, both of them could be graded horses. Moving on to Saturday at Aintree, 11:47. You've got Django Bay making his chase debut. Finished second to Katira at the course back in April. What else we got? In Weatherby, moving on to Weatherby, 12:14, Lady in the Park. Another one that handles soft conditions. Won at Weatherby in December last year as well when it was soft. Moving on to Navan, some decent enough stuff in Ireland. You've got Jasmine DeVoe is making his hurdles debut. You've got the Yellow Clay, who was a 10-length winner on her hurdles debut last month. 2:52. It's a battle between Goodland, Waterford Whispers, and Il Atlantique, I think.
That is I mean, just going back to that when you mentioned Jasmine DeVoe, really looking forward to him. They're obviously mentioned maybe a Gallagher's type. He's obviously a favourite for it. He's over 2 mile. He's been declared. I don't see. I mean, I wouldn't take that as gospel going like Supreme and all, but yeah, Jasmine DeVoe, looking forward to him. That chase you mentioned there, Rich, Il Atlantique, Goodland, and who was the other one?
Waterford Whispers.
Waterford Whispers, yeah, that's good. If they all turn up, I'd want to see Il Atlantique back over 2 mile, me. But anyway, go on. We'll mention as well.
And then in the bumper, there's one called He Can't Dance. He won a very decent point, and the second horse has won a hurdles debut for Ben Paulin. So I think that's a decent point for him. So I think he runs for Gigginstown, so it'd be quite interesting to see what they've got there. And that's all I've got.
Well, Dave just put in here, what are your thoughts on the Hilly Way? Obviously, that's on Sunday, and the potential return of Energumene. You know, there's lots of appreciating there, Blue Lord, Phil Daw, Hunter's Yarn, so and so and so and so. I love Energumene, and I really hope he comes back and wins that and puts himself back into the frame for a champion chase and adds another bit of spice to the champion chase market. Go on.
He loves the mud, doesn't he? If the mud's flying, he reminds me a bit of Royal Pagaille at Haydock. If the mud's flying at Cheltenham, he's probably the one you want your money on.
Yeah, I mean, you could turn and say, oh, well, he's probably got luck in the two that he's running have fell apart a little bit and it's been soft, heavy ground. You know,
really concerned though, he's 10 now and he will be going on 11 come March.
Yeah, it's one of them. If he comes back to his form, he's still right up there. Whether he win it, I don't know, but hopefully he wins the Hilly Way and he shows himself to be in good form. He's a cracking animal.
I don't know if Fernie Holler's in there. I don't know if he's going to be declared or not. Who else is in? Bambridge, I don't think he'll won. Dino Blue. And this is on Sporting Life. I don't actually know if they are going to be running or not.
Hang on a minute. Yeah, there's a comment on there that Tom's just put on Jello for the Peterborough. Yeah, 2.5 mile Protectorate's in there. Ginny's Destiny Gala, Jello. I thought he probably, but there was a whole hullabaloo about it when he ran against JPR1. Bit of a step up in trips, spot on for him. Whether he'll win the race, you've got Protectorate in there. Yes, it's a tight little race, that, but Benicia Williams is in fine form at the moment, isn't she? She's running really well.
I was impressed with
Protectorate at the moment, last 2 weeks. Sorry?
I was impressed with Protectorate in the Cheltenham handicap, running off top weight, finishing 6th. I thought it was a decent effort on his return.
Yeah, and he's only got to give Jello £3. He's only got to give Jello £3, so he's got plenty to find. Don't want to back Protectorate 10 to 11. Shorter, probably not. Probably leave the race, to be honest. Unless Jello's a proper each way price, but he's currently 4 to 1. Well, he's on Betfair anyway, but yeah, it'd be a race to see what the prices are like on the day, I think. But yeah, I've got a couple. I'm going to put them on Twitter, but I'll mention them now. I'm going to back an horse tomorrow at 12:25. Exeter called one for the Fair Green. I quite like the chances of that horse. Bit of an eye catcher last time. 3:28 Exeter is another one. Wider Galley. I'm backing that each way. Upping Trip is definitely on the cards, this horse, and he gets that tomorrow. Again, I thought it was a bit of an eye catcher last time. And the last one was a horse called Pure Surf, 2:53 at Sedgefield tomorrow. She is the absolute outsider, but she won a decent race behind the favourite last time, and again gets a step up in Trip. She might go well. She's a bit of a weight swing with favourite, so I think she might go close. She's about 9 to 1. Couple of little each there.
There is a couple on Sunday that I'll quickly mention in case they do get declared. I mean, you've got Lavender Hill Mob at Hunterton potentially. I don't know if he's going.
Lavender Hill Blob
at Cork in the 12:33. JP's got a new horse called Kel History, I think it is. I'm not 100% sure what the form's like, but also in there's Yes Hill for the Simon Muir and Isaac. I can't even pronounce his last name. Yeah. Ran on second on debut to a horse called Samanzarak, who finished second last time out in a maiden hurdle. I thought that was a pretty decent one. Is there anything else on Sunday? No, that's it. If they get declared or not, we'll find out.
No, it's fair. Like I say, I mean, everything away from kind of what we've previewed in here, we'll post up on Twitter anyway. So just kind of the previewed races we normally leave to the podcast to see if people will actually come and watch it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it tonight. It's been good having quite a lot of people in the comments, so we appreciate you coming on and giving your opinion as well. George, I'll be in the DMs shortly about next week.
See you next week.
See you next week, yeah. Joe's a bit of a shit show, bless him, until probably after Christmas, to be honest. So we did enjoy having you on last week. It was really good. But yeah, we've really enjoyed tonight. I'm looking forward to a very good weekend's racing. Hopefully they all turn up and we get some good battles. And it'll give us plenty of indications going forward as we lead up into Christmas, George. Yep. Salute, mate. Good man. So yeah, hopefully you've all enjoyed it. If you can go and like the video, we do appreciate you helping us out in that way. And if you don't subscribe, please do. We'd like to try and get a few more on there, keep growing. We do enjoy doing it, and that's all that really matters, isn't it? We love the racing. Keep your bets to a sensible level. Sometimes I should listen to my own advice. I'm going to try and do that this weekend. Especially with the weather, just take it easy. But
yes,
you got anything else you'd like to say, Rich? Before we go?
No. Do you want to do a nap and next best before we go? Have you got a nap?
Yeah, can do then. My nap is Broken Halo in the London National, and my next best is Spirit de New in the handicap, and I have backed the double. Five each way on Betfair. Go on, mate.
The podcast nap is Gaborio, obviously.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, but he's the anti-post nap from weeks ago.
My nap would be Cabral de Maritain and next best Quebecios.
It can only be your nap if you can pronounce it correctly. That should be a rule, I think.
Yeah, Cabral is what I call him.
Cabral de Maritain.
The Nichols double. There you go.
For Paula Nichols. Right. Get those backs and let's get some winners in and let's win some money. John's put, good show, boys. Cheers, John. Thank you very much. Always good to have you on. So we'll be back next Thursday with the next preview. And then the week after that, I think it's the week, the 16th, the next Cheltenham show will be either the Tuesday or the Wednesday. And we have got another good guest coming on. Shall I announce it now or shall I announce it later? What do you think, Rich?
It's up to you. It's somebody that's been on previously, I think, is it?
Yeah, he's been on before. We'll have loads of information off him. He's had some good winners. Be some good horses going forward. So we'll put some up later on. I haven't made a thumbnail for it yet, but he's been on before.
Joe might actually have a decent pick next time.
Oh yeah, Joe's has some shocking picks so far, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you again next Thursday for another preview. This has been the Final Flight podcast. Like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you all next time. Thank you and goodbye.
Good night.